Just a quick disclaimer before the video starts, in no way, shape, or form am I hating on shoujo or hating on shoujo fans. There are shoujo manga that I personally love, and some of them are my favorite romance manga of all time. But if we're going to address one side of the argument, then we should take a look into the other side, which concerns the male characters of shoujo manga. Over the past couple years that I've been a part of the anime and manga community online, I've been seeing this complaint that shonen female characters are poorly written and used for fan service instead of being made into actual characters. I've seen plenty of videos on this exact topic on YouTube and TikTok, as well as I've seen plenty of people talking about it on Twitter. But today, I'm not here to defend it as much as it needs to be defended, because if you're one of those people who make those claims, I would suggest you expand your shonen intake and look elsewhere than the series you're getting into right now. I'm here today to make the counter argument, because people who make these claims and make these kinds of videos never go back to talk about the shoujo manga side of things. That's why I'm going to be taking a look into the rather concerning male characters in shoujo manga. Let's get right into the first argument in this video with people who claim shonen female characters are poorly written and even go so far as to say men are incapable of writing female characters, and yes, that is an actual take that I have seen. In one of the videos I saw addressing this topic, they cited the big three as an example of poor female characters. And now I'm not going to argue about Sakura from Naruto, because Naruto was my first anime ever, and the first anime content I saw online was Naruto content, so I've always heard that Sakura is useless. Even more useless, I would argue, would be Orihime from Bleach, as I just found her really annoying. But to say Nami and Robin are poorly written female characters and are just there for fan service purposes is just a straight up lie. I absolutely loved Water 7 and Robin's character arc. Without Nami and Robin, Luffy is incapable of becoming king of the pirates. Nami takes them where they need to be, and Robin reads the poneglyphs. Literally quite the opposite of useless characters. So to say that all shonen female characters are bad is just a blatant lie, and if you do think that out there, I would suggest you read some other shonen manga and watch some different shonen anime. I will now make the same claim that others do about shonen, but instead with shoujo manga. The male characters in shoujo manga are extremely concerning and are only there for fan service reasons and are a bad representation of the male gender. Now, do I personally believe that? No, because I don't really care. But if we're going to look at it from the shonen side of things, we should also take a look at the shoujo side of things. Shoujo male characters might even be worse than the female characters in shonen manga. I mean, for starters, some of their personalities are just somewhat rapey. I mean, if you know the manga My Little Monster, the main character is basically fully a rapist, as he threatens to rape the main character in the beginning of the story. I had heard a lot of great things about Maid-sama and was looking for a new romance anime to get into, so I decided to give it a shot. In the beginning of the show, I found some things the main character was saying to be a little weird or off-putting, but then by episode 3, he was pinning the main girl against a tree and telling her she was going to be his maid, and I really just had to pause the show right there, and I never ended up watching any more of the show after that. It was truly concerning and uncomfortable for me to watch, the same way it was for how people complain about ecchi shows. Now, I love my ecchi shows, and I'm only making this video because people who make videos on shonen females always fail to bring up the other side of things. Things and tropes that happen in shoujo manga, like what I just talked about with Maid-sama and My Little Monster, are something I see in a bunch of different shoujo manga, and it is, to me, pretty off-putting. And before you get mad and start typing away in the comments section down below, screaming at me for hating on shoujo manga, I love some shoujo manga. Aoharu Ride is one of my favorite manga of all time. I read it in 2 days and cried like a baby at the end of it. Now, another big claim I've seen that relates to this whole topic is that modern romance anime isn't good anymore, and it's because of poorly written female characters and of course ecchi scenes. When My Dress Up Darling came out, you don't know how many people just straight up assumed the author for My Dress Up Darling was a guy. I personally love my trashy ecchi romance anime, and I could easily binge one of the manga for them in one sitting, but I'm not out here complaining about it. I saw plenty of TikToks around the time that My Dress Up Darling came out, talking about how upset they were that this wholesome anime had to have ecchi scenes in it. Seeing those TikToks made me really annoyed. How do you start a show by looking at the tags, seeing the ecchi tag, then getting upset when ecchi scenes happen in the show? What did you actually expect to happen? If you're one of those people who genuinely thinks that men can only write ecchi romance manga, and that there is only ecchi romance manga out right now, then you're just not looking in the right places. Now, I don't know if these two manga authors are specifically men, but I do know that these are two amazing non-ecchi romance manga where the female characters are done really, really well. The first manga being Blue Box in Shonen Jump, which you don't really have to look too hard for, as it's in the biggest manga magazine in the world. The second manga that I have talked about on this channel before being Karu Hana wa Rin to Saku, which is a really, really wholesome read, and I highly recommend it. Both of these manga are great romance series, and even then, ecchi manga can have amazingly well done female characters, and I implore you guys to check out the manga for More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers, as I think it's the best written ecchi manga I've ever seen. And as for anime, My Teen Romantic Comedy is written by a man, has no ecchi scenes, and is absolutely amazing. To the people who claim male authors can't write female characters, I would suggest you read some different manga and not just shonen. Maybe read some seinen, because Revi from Black Lagoon is one of my personal favorite characters of all time. There are plenty of seinen manga with amazing female characters out there. I mean, if you're only watching and reading shonen anime and manga and you're not enjoying the female characters, it might be time to look elsewhere. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below letting me know your opinions on this topic. Be sure to hit that notification bell to never miss another upload just like this one, as well as check out all my other socials down in the description below. Be sure to check out one of the videos popping up on screen right about now. But as always, thanks for watching. Peace.